Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Good morning. It is Friday, June 1st, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. An Edgewater man, Brendan Corey Williams, has been sentenced to 13 years in prison for peddling heroin and fentanyl. Circuit Court Judge Mark Crooks sentenced Williams yesterday following a conviction for possession with intent to distribute, and police say they seized heroin capsules laced with fentanyl, a digital scale, cash, cell phones, and other items from his home at the time of his arrest. As we all know, fentanyl and other strong synthetic forms of heroin, such as carfentanil, is fueling overdose deaths across America, and Maryland is no exception, nor is Anne Arundel County. Anne Arundel County State's Attorney Wes Adams said that county law enforcement will pursue, quote, anyone who seeks to turn a profit selling death. Donald Trump's Education Secretary Betsy DeVos was in town yesterday. She stopped up at Hebron Harmon Elementary School in Hanover as part of a tour of a federal commission looking at school safety. Children discussed what it means to be a good friend and as part of the school's Positive Behavioral Intervention Initiative, which has been a model throughout the state and region. A school official with Anne Arundel County said that DeVos heard from 4 principals, a school psychologist, a teacher, a high school student about school safety. The district believes that it was a valuable and great opportunity to showcase strategies they have in place to protect students. So while the school district was happy to see Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos, the dozen or so protesters that were outside of the school were not so happy to see her. Danielle All of the Capitol has a story about the Annapolis Yacht Club and their ongoing problem with construction. It appears that the expansion projects, there are 2 of them on the Eastport side, have been cited by the city for the 4th time since January for failure to maintain proper erosion controls during thunderstorms. The Public Works Department most recently issued 3 $1,000 fines to their contractor Coakley & Williams, and Commodore Jim Ellis said, "We've just got to find ways to stop this, and sometimes it's a little maddening, but we'll get it done." Maybe the city will realize at some point that the yacht club just does not really care. $4,000 in 5 months, that's just the cost of doing business. The Vista Group, which is a Canadian company, has bought the Sheraton Baltimore-Washington Airport Hotel. The deal went through late last month, and Kyle Stevenson, who is the managing director of Vista, said that they looked at the hotel because of the increased traffic for the past 3 years at BWI Marshall Airport, and it helped make their choice very clear. BWI has been rapidly expanding over the years, and most recently just welcomed Icelandair to bring nonstop service from BWI to Reykjavik. That's about it for the top news today. Make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it pretty consistently. Hang tight till the end of this podcast because it is Friday, so we do have our weekend picks for things to do. And if you missed the Maryland Crabs yesterday, we dropped our episode with former county executive John Leopold, and I do recommend that you go give that a listen. You can check that out at themarylandcrabs.com, or better yet, just subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts or Google Play or wherever you get your podcasts from. But for now, hang tight. We've got George Young with DMV Weather. He's coming up right after Sean O'Neill with RBC Wealth Management.
I'm Sean O'Neill, your local RBC Wealth Management advisor. When you choose to work with me, you'll have access to a worldwide network of financial products and services only available from a leading global institution. RBC's international reputation for physical strength and stability, world-class capabilities, and corporate values is unique in the financial services industry. I also recognize the importance of reinvesting in the communities in which we live and work, and I'm committed to serving my clients by building long-term relationships based on trust, integrity, and confidence. I look forward to helping you with your wealth management needs. Call me, Sean O'Neill, today at 410-573-6723 for a complimentary consultation.
RBC Wealth Management, a division of RBC Capital Markets, LLC. Member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC. This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, June 1st. Okay, so we start a new month today, but it comes with what has become an old and frustrating forecast around Annapolis and across all of Anne Arundel County over the past several weeks, which is rain. Look for temps to jump up into the mid-80s today to possibly even low 90s before afternoon and evening thunderstorms fire up once again ahead of a cold front and a low-pressure center coming in from the northwest on Saturday, which will then bring even more rain to the area throughout the entire weekend, along with much cooler temps by Sunday, with highs only near 70 degrees after high temps of around 80 on Saturday. So keep an umbrella in one hand and a pullover or a poncho in the other, as rain will likely stay in the forecast until at least Monday or Tuesday of next week. Okay, that's it for us today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Do what you can to still make it a great weekend out there despite the forecast, and be sure to follow us along the way on our website at dmvweather.com, as well as on Facebook and Twitter, or especially on our app, which you can download for free by searching for DC MDVA Weather in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. And remember one thing, as you're outside dodging the raindrops or paying way too much inside for popcorn and a soda at the movies. Whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
'Tis the season, prom season, school dances, after parties, barbecues, and weekends down the ocean. An exciting time for teens. The most recent Maryland Safe and Supportive School Survey shows that 3/4 of Annapolis high school students said it was fairly or very easy for students in their grade to get alcohol. Underage drinking and binge drinking is very real in Annapolis. If you give them access to alcohol, you're not cool, but you are liable for the outcome. Create a safe environment for your teens and their friends this prom season. If they need to talk, listen. If you need to talk, we'll listen. We're here for you and your children. We're ASAP, Annapolis Substance Abuse Prevention. ASAP facilitates healthy community change, prevents and reduces binge drinking, underage drinking, and alcohol-related auto crashes among youth and young adults through locally led collaborations and evidence-based prevention strategies. Visit us at PreventSubstanceAbuse.org. This message is supported by SAMHSA and the Maryland Behavioral Health Administration.
Need to make plans for the weekend? We got you covered. Here are our top picks. Be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net to sign up for the events newsletter with a listing of all the upcoming area events.
Thank God it's
Hey, it's the weekend, and one thing is for sure that it is going to rain at some point throughout the weekend, but boy, looking at the weather forecast, it's going to be one to watch. I think George will have his hands full with DMV Weather trying to figure out whether it is or is not going to rain, when it is and when it's not, but boy, there's an awful lot of things going on here. Two of the biggest things that we've got going on are the Annapolis Irish Festival. That gets underway tonight at 4 o'clock. If you purchase tickets earlier in advance, you can get in a half hour early, claim your seat, and enjoy the good time. Tonight, Gaelic Storm and Scythian will be taking the stage, among others, and it is a tribute to the military and first responders. So if you are a first responder or military, active duty or retired, bring your ID and you and a guest will get in for free, and that is tonight. The festival continues on Saturday. Gates open at 11 a.m. Headlining that day will be Gaelic Storm, Carbon Leaf, the Gothard Sisters, Seamus Kennedy, and plenty more. You can check out more information at AnnapolisIrishFestival.com, and this all happens up at the county fairgrounds. The second big event is the Bay Bridge Paddle, and that happens tomorrow. Gets underway at 7 a.m. over at Sandy Point State Park, and if you are an avid paddleboarder, stand-up or otherwise, canoeer, kayaker, anything with a paddle, you can paddle across the bay and back. Or if you're not quite that extreme, you can do one of the shorter courses, a 5K or just a small little fun paddle. It is presented by Leinenkugel. One of the main sponsors is Buck Distributing, who distributes much of the beer in the area. So you can check that out at baybridgepaddle.com. And go back to Eye on Annapolis and check out our quick interview that we did with Betty Buck yesterday at Pusser's. It is a fundraiser. It will raise money for some local causes. Go check that out. It's kind of cool. The Annapolis Greek Festival is underway right now. Got underway last night, and it continues through Sunday at Saints Constantine and Helen Greek Orthodox Church on Riva Road. Go for the food. Go for the dances. It's just a lot of fun. 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. today, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. tomorrow, and 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Sunday. First Sunday Arts Festival kicks off Annapolis Arts Week on Sunday, because it is the first Sunday. You'll have artisans selling handcrafted jewelry, pottery, glasses, clothing, and all of that kind of stuff. It gets underway at noon. Be sure you stop by the Annapolis Makerspace tent, because they will be there, and find out what Trevor is talking about every week when he comes to us on Thursdays about the Annapolis Makerspace. And with First Sunday Arts, that kicks off Annapolis Arts Week, which is going to go for a full week. You'll have plenty of things to do if you just look around for them, and I do suggest that you go to AnnapolisArtsWeek.com to check them all out. Maryland Theater for Performing Arts will be unveiling a new mural painted by Brazilian artist Erica Mitsutani. There will be the Upper West Street Block Party from 1 to 8 p.m. tomorrow. The Hammond Harwood House is having a secret garden tour from noon to 5, both tomorrow and Sunday. Paint Annapolis will be plein air, out in the air painting competition from Sunday through June 10th. Paint the Bay reception, which is something put on by the Annapolis Junior League. That is happening at the Annapolis Maritime Museum from 6 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday. Of course, Wednesday, you've got Dinner Under the Stars from 6 to 10 p.m. Art on the Avenue, Maryland Avenue is getting into it from 5:30 to 8 p.m. on Thursday, and there will be a block party with art, food, local vendors. And wrapping out Arts Week will be the London Town Symphony Orchestra's final performance of the season. It'll be at 7:30 p.m. up in Severna Park at Woods Memorial Presbyterian Church. Regardless of the rain, there's plenty of stuff for you to do. Some of it's inside, some of it's outside. If you're going to one of the festivals, dance between the raindrops. It's nothing but liquid sunshine. Have fun, be safe, and we will see you on Monday.
Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.